Most people live their entire lives trapped, not by physical chains, but by invisible ones. Chains of limited thinking, outdated beliefs, and financial ignorance. They work hard, follow the rules, and yet they struggle. Not because they lack effort, but because they lack the right knowledge. You see, money is not just pieces of paper. It is a mirror, reflecting your habits, your discipline, and the way you think. The truth is, wealth isn't hidden from you. It's hidden in you. But here's the catch. Only those who seek knowledge, who educate themselves, ever find it. Most people are prisoners of their own thinking, not because they lack opportunity, not because they lack talent, but because they were never taught how money truly works. They follow the same path they were told was right. Get a job, work hard, save what's left, and hope it's enough. But hope is not a strategy, and hard work alone is not enough. You see, wealth is not a mystery, and success is not reserved for a chosen few. It is a learned skill, an acquired knowledge. The difference between those who struggle financially and those who thrive isn't luck, it's understanding. The wealthy think differently, they see money differently, and because of that, they play the game differently. Think about this. If you wanted to climb a mountain, would you blindly start walking uphill, hoping you'll reach the peak? Or would you follow the map of an experienced climber who has already made it to the top? If you choose the first option, you'll probably waste years wandering in the wrong direction, making costly mistakes. But if you choose the second, you shortcut the process. The same is true for money. The wealthy didn't just stumble into success. They learned from those who came before them. They read the books, they sought out mentors, they applied timeless principles that have worked for generations. There's an old saying, a wise man learns from his mistakes, but a truly wise man learns from the mistakes of others. And that's what separates those who build wealth from those who struggle their entire lives. The ones who succeed pay attention to the lessons history has left behind. They study wealth-building principles, like they're studying for the most important exam of their life. Because in a way they are. Your financial future is determined by what you know and what you do with that knowledge. Take the great industrialists of the past, men who built entire empires from nothing. They understood that wealth follows principles. Andrew Carnegie, one of the richest men of his time, once said, "As I grow older, I pay less attention to what men say. I just watch what they do." He knew that if you want to be successful, don't just listen to theories. Observe the habits, the actions, the mindset of those who have already created wealth. Now you might say, well, I don't know any wealthy people personally. That's no excuse. The knowledge is available. There are books that contain the secrets of financial success. There are biographies of self-made millionaires who started with nothing. And today, we have access to more information than any generation before us. The question is, are you using it? Most people spend their evenings watching television, scrolling through social media, consuming entertainment that does nothing to improve their lives. But the wealthy? They invest their time in education. They read books that challenge their thinking. They listen to ideas that expand their mindset. They surround themselves with people who force them to grow. If you want financial success, you have to start thinking the same way. I knew a man who was struggling financially, living paycheck to paycheck. But one day, he made a decision. He stopped wasting his free time on things that didn't serve him. Instead, he picked up a book on financial success. Then another, and another. He started applying what he learned, saving, investing, developing new skills. Within a few years, his entire financial situation changed. Was it magic? Number. He simply followed the clues that successful people had left behind. The truth is, the answers to wealth have already been discovered. The strategies have already been tested. The roadmaps have already been drawn. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to be willing to learn. And not just learn, but apply. Because knowledge without action is useless. So the question is, are you studying success? Are you surrounding yourself with the right influences? Are you taking the lessons from those who have built wealth and applying them to your own life? Or are you hoping things will change on their own? There's no secret club, no hidden doorway that only a few have access to. The knowledge is there for anyone willing to seek it. The only difference between those who build wealth and those who don't is this. Some people make it a priority to learn, while others make excuses. Wealth doesn't start in your bank account. It starts in your mind. That's the great misunderstanding that keeps most people struggling their entire lives. They think if they could just get a little more money, they'd finally be rich. But money itself doesn't make you wealthy. I've known people who made a fortune and lost it all just as quickly. I've seen lottery winners go broke. I've seen high earners struggle financially. Why? Because their mindset never changed. The truth is, wealth is not something you hold in your hands. It's something you develop in your thinking. If you take all the money in the world and distribute it evenly among everyone, in a few years, it will be right back in the hands of those who had it before. Why? Because wealth is not about luck, inheritance, or even opportunity. It's about mindset. And until you shift the way you think about money, you'll always struggle, no matter how much you earn. Take the example of a man who comes into a sudden windfall, maybe an inheritance or a big bonus. If he has a poor mindset, that money won't last. He'll spend it on things that depreciate. He'll make bad investments. He'll live beyond his means. And soon, he'll be right back where he started, wondering where it all went. But take that same amount and put it in the hands of someone with a wealth mindset, and they'll multiply it. They'll invest it, grow it, make it work for them. The difference? Not the money itself, but the way they think about it. Wealthy people understand that money is a tool. It's not something to be worshipped, feared, or hoarded. It's a resource meant to be managed wisely. And most importantly, they know that true wealth comes from value. If you want to increase your income, you must first increase your value. The marketplace pays for value, not time. That's why two people can work the same number of hours, but one earns 10 times more than the other. It's not unfair. It's a reflection of the value they bring. A man once asked me, "How do I make more money?" I said, "You don't make more money. You become more valuable." Money is the effect. Value is the cause. If you want to change your financial situation, don't focus on chasing money. Focus on developing yourself. Learn new skills. Improve your thinking. Solve bigger problems. The more valuable you become, the more wealth will naturally flow to you. I remember a young man who was struggling financially. He had the same job for years, barely getting by. One day, he decided to change his mindset. Instead of blaming his employer, the economy, or his circumstances, he asked, "What can I do to increase my value?" He started reading books on business, investing, and communication. He took courses to improve his skills. Within a few years, he went from a low-paying job to running his own successful business. What changed? His mindset. He didn't wait for wealth to come to him. He grew into the kind of person who attracts wealth. Most people never make this shift. They hold on to beliefs that keep them poor. Beliefs like, money is evil, rich people are greedy, or I'll never be wealthy. These thoughts become self-fulfilling prophecies. If you believe money is bad, you'll never have much of it. If you think wealth is out of reach, you won't take the actions needed to achieve it. But the moment you change your thinking, you change your results. The wealthy understand that the most valuable investment you can make is in yourself. Not in stocks, not in real estate, not in business. Those come later. The first investment is in your mind. Because once you develop a wealth mindset, opportunities will appear where you once saw obstacles. Solutions will come where you once saw problems. Ideas will flow where you once felt stuck. You see, the difference between those who build wealth and those who struggle isn't just in their habits, it's in their thinking. The wealthy think in terms of abundance. They look for opportunities, not limitations. They believe in growth, not stagnation. And most importantly, they take responsibility for their financial future. They don't wait for someone else to hand them success. They create it. So the question is, how are you thinking about money? Are you waiting for wealth to show up? Or are you developing the mindset that attracts it? Because if you don't fix what's in your mind, it won't matter how much money you make. You'll always find a way to lose it. But if you build the right mindset, wealth will find its way to you, no matter where you start. Most people believe that the secret to financial success is hard work. They say, if I just put in more hours, if I just grind a little harder, I'll get ahead. But let me tell you, if hard work alone made people rich, then laborers, construction workers, and factory employees would be the wealthiest people in the world. And yet, we know that's not the case. Because success is not just about effort, it's about knowledge. The wealthy don't just work hard, they work smart. They understand that money is not something you chase, it's something you attract by learning how it works. The difference between those who struggle financially and those who build wealth isn't how much sweat they put in, it's how much they understand about money. If you don't take the time to study wealth, you will always be controlled by those who do. I remember a man who worked long hours every day, barely making ends meet. He had been working hard for 20 years, yet he was in the same financial position as when he started. Meanwhile, another man worked fewer hours, traveled the world, and had money growing in multiple investments. What was the difference? It wasn't effort, it was knowledge. One understood how to multiply money, and the other only knew how to earn it. The truth is, schools don't teach you how to be wealthy. They teach you how to be an employee. They teach you how to trade time for money, not how to make money work for you. That's why most people spend their entire lives working for a paycheck, never realizing there's another way. They don't understand assets and liabilities. They don't know the power of compounding. They don't learn about business, investing, or financial strategy. And so they stay trapped in a system designed to keep them dependent on a job. But the wealthy think differently. They know that money follows knowledge. They take the time to study finance, investments, and business. They don't just work for money. They learn how to make money work for them. That's why a wealthy person can lose everything and build it all back, while a financially uneducated person can win the lottery and be broke in a few years. The difference isn't luck, it's financial literacy. If you want to change your financial future, you have to become a student of money. Read books on investing, study wealth-building strategies, learn how to create multiple streams of income. Because once you understand how money works, you'll never have to worry about it again. A man once asked me, "What's the best investment I can make?" I said, "The best investment is in your financial education. Because when you understand money, opportunities appear where others see obstacles. You begin to recognize patterns, make smarter decisions, and create wealth instead of just earning it." Some people say, "I don't have time to study money. I'm too busy working." That's like saying, "I don't have time to stop and fill my gas tank because I'm too busy driving." If you don't take the time to learn, you'll always be running on empty. Wealthy people don't just work for income, they work for knowledge. Because once you learn the game of money, you can play it better than anyone who's just working harder. Look at the people who control the world's wealth. They aren't necessarily the hardest workers, but they are the smartest learners. They understand leverage. They understand systems. They understand cash flow. And because of that, they don't have to trade all their time for money. They make their money work for them. So if you want financial freedom, stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like a student of wealth. Take responsibility for your financial education. Learn about assets, investments, and financial independence. Because the truth is, money doesn't go to those who work the hardest. It goes to those who understand it best. Most people believe they get paid for the hours they work. They say, if I put in more time, if I stay late, if I work weekends, I'll get ahead. But the marketplace doesn't pay for time, it pays for value. If time alone made you rich, then everyone working long hours would be wealthy. But that's not how it works. The truth is, the wealthiest people in the world don't get paid by the hour. They get paid for the value they bring. A man working 12-hour shifts in a factory and a CEO making decisions for an hour a day don't earn the same amount. Why? Because the marketplace doesn't reward sweat. It rewards skill, knowledge, and contribution. If you want to earn more, you have to become more. I remember a young man who came to me frustrated. He said, I've been working hard for years, but I'm still barely getting by. I put in extra hours, but my paycheck stays the same. What am I doing wrong? I asked him, have you increased your value in the last 5 years? Have you developed new skills? Have you made yourself more valuable to the marketplace? He looked at me and said, no, I've just been working harder. That was his mistake. He was stuck in the mindset of effort instead of the mindset of value. If you want to change your financial situation, stop thinking about how many hours you work and start thinking about how much value you provide. The marketplace pays for problem solvers, for innovators, for leaders. The reason some people earn 10 times more than others isn't because they work 10 times harder. It's because they provide 10 times more value. Think about a doctor. They don't get paid per heartbeat. They get paid for the years of study, the specialized knowledge, the ability to solve complex medical problems. A business owner doesn't get paid for sitting at a desk. They get paid for building something that serves people. An investor doesn't get paid for watching the stock market. They get paid for making smart financial decisions. It's not about time, it's about impact. So, how do you increase your value? You educate yourself, you develop new skills, you learn to solve bigger problems. A person who only knows how to sweep floors will always earn minimum wage. But a person who understands business, sales, negotiation, or investing has the power to create unlimited income. The more you know, the more valuable you become. I once had a mentor who told me, if you want to double your income, triple your value. That means learning new skills, taking on bigger responsibilities, becoming an expert in your field. If you work a job, don't just do what's required. Find ways to contribute more. If you're in business, don't just sell a product. Create something that changes lives. When you make yourself indispensable, money will follow you. Some people say, well, I'm just an employee. I don't control how much I get paid. That's not true. You may not set your salary, but you do set your value. If you become more skilled, more knowledgeable, more essential, opportunities will open for you. Promotions, raises, or even the ability to start your own business become possible when you increase your worth to the world. Look at the wealthiest people in history. They weren't just workers. They were creators, thinkers, innovators. They understood that money flows to those who bring solutions. If you want to earn more, stop asking, how can I work more hours? And start asking, how can I provide more value? The secret to financial success is simple. The more valuable you become, the more money you will make. So take the time to invest in yourself. Read, learn, grow. Become an expert in something. Develop skills that make you indispensable. Because at the end of the day, your income will never exceed your personal value. If you want to make more, become more. Most people work hard to earn money, and as soon as they get it, they look for ways to spend it. They buy a nicer car, a bigger house, the latest gadgets, and before they know it, their paycheck is gone. They believe wealth is about what you own, but that's a dangerous mistake. True wealth isn't about how much you spend. It's about how much you keep and grow. The difference between those who struggle financially and those who achieve financial independence is simple. One group focuses on spending, the other on investing. The wealthy don't see money as something to be spent. They see it as a tool, something to be multiplied. Instead of buying things that lose value, they acquire assets, things that generate income, things that work for them. I once knew a man who earned a very good salary. Every time he got a raise, he upgraded his lifestyle. A new car, a bigger house, fancy vacations. On the outside, he looked successful, but one day he lost his job, and suddenly, all that luxury became a burden. He had no savings, no investments, nothing working for him. He had been living paycheck to paycheck, even with a high income. He thought money was for spending, and when the income stopped, so did his lifestyle. Now, contrast that with someone who understands money. When they earn more, they don't immediately think, "What can I buy?" They ask, "What can I invest in?" They buy rental properties, stocks, businesses. They put money into things that make more money. Over time, their wealth grows, not because they worked harder, but because their money started working for them. If you want to change your financial future, you must shift your mindset. Stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like an investor. The poor look at money as something to trade for possessions. The wealthy see it as a seed that, when planted correctly, will grow into something greater. I remember a lesson from one of my early mentors. He said, "If you spend money on things that rust, rot, or depreciate, you will always struggle. But if you put your money into things that grow, you will never be poor." That's a philosophy that separates financial success from financial struggle. So, where do you begin? You start by understanding the difference between an asset and a liability. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out. A car, unless it's making you money, is a liability. A house, unless it's generating income, is a liability. But an investment property, a stock portfolio, a business, these are assets. The wealthy don't just work for money. They make sure their money works for them. Some people say, "Well, I don't have enough money to invest." That's not true. You don't need millions to start. You need discipline. Start small. Save a percentage of your income and put it into investments that grow. Even if it's just a little at first, over time, it adds up. Wealth isn't built overnight. It's built by consistently making smart financial choices. Think about this. If you spend money on things that bring only temporary happiness, that money is gone forever. But if you put money into something that grows, it will serve you for years to come. The wealthy understand that money is a servant, not a master. They direct it wisely, while most people let it slip through their fingers. Financial independence doesn't come from earning more. It comes from learning how to use money differently. If you want a future of security and abundance, you must break free from the cycle of spending and enter the world of investing. It's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep and what you do with it. Most people want to earn more money, but very few ask the real question: who do I need to become to deserve more? You see, money is like a magnet. It is attracted to value, and your income will never consistently exceed your level of personal growth. If you want to make more, you must become more. I once heard a man say, "If only I had more money, all my problems would be solved." But money doesn't solve problems. It only magnifies habits. If you have poor financial habits and suddenly get a higher income, you'll still end up broke. If you don't develop the mindset, discipline, and skills of wealth, no amount of money will change your situation. That's why lottery winners often lose everything within a few years. They got the money, but they never became the kind of person who could keep it. The wealthy understand something most people don't. Money doesn't go to people who want it. It goes to people who deserve it. And how do you deserve more? By becoming more valuable in the marketplace. If your skills, knowledge, and thinking remain the same, so will your income. But if you grow, if you develop new abilities, if you increase your wisdom, opportunities will find you. I remember when I was just getting started. I wanted success, but I wasn't yet the kind of person success would come to. My mentor told me, don't chase money, chase growth. If you grow, the money will follow. So I started reading, studying, listening to those who had already achieved what I wanted. And as I changed, so did my income. Because money is simply a reflection of who you are. If you're stuck financially, the first place to look is not your paycheck. It's your personal development. Are you learning? Are you improving your skills? Are you becoming more disciplined, more strategic, more valuable? The marketplace doesn't reward effort. It rewards results. If you want to move up, you must bring more to the table. That's why the wealthy are always learning. They don't waste time on distractions. They read books, attend seminars, and surround themselves with people who challenge them to grow. They understand that the best investment is not in stocks or real estate, it's in themselves. Because once you develop your mind, your skills, and your habits, no one can take that from you. A man once asked, "How do I double my income?" The answer is simple: double your value. If you have the same knowledge, same habits, and same skills today as you did a year ago, why should you expect your income to grow? Growth leads to opportunity. When you improve, life improves. It's not about luck. It's about preparing yourself for success so that when opportunity knocks, you're ready. Too many people wait for the right job, the right economy, the right circumstances. But the truth is, success comes to those who are ready for it. And readiness comes from growth. If you want to change your financial future, start by changing yourself. Read the books, study the strategies, develop the discipline. Because your income is only a reflection of who you are. When you grow, everything around you grows. Most people wake up every morning, go to work, and trade their time for money. And they do it again the next day, and the next, for 40 or 50 years, hoping one day they'll have enough to stop. But let me tell you, that's not how wealth is built. If you only work for money, you will always be a servant to it. The wealthy understand something different. They make money work for them. You see, the key to financial success isn't just earning more, it's multiplying what you earn. If your money doesn't work for you while you sleep, you will spend your entire life working for money. That's why the wealthy focus on building assets, things that generate income without constant effort. Businesses, investments, rental properties, dividend stocks. These are vehicles that keep working even when they're not. Most people think the solution to their problems is a higher salary. But let me ask you, if your income doubled tomorrow, would your financial situation improve long term? Not if your habits stay the same. If you earn more but still spend everything, you're just running faster on the same treadmill. The wealthy don't fall into that trap. Instead of spending, they reinvest. They put their money in places where it grows. I remember a young man who told me, "I just want to make more money." I asked him, "If I gave you $1 million today, what would you do with it?" He said, "I'd buy a new car, a bigger house, take a vacation." And I said, "That's why you'll never have $1 million. Because if you think like a spender, you'll always stay broke. The secret is learning how to turn $1 into 2 and 2 into 4. The wealthy don't think, "How much can I buy?" They think, "How much can I grow?" It's not about how much you make. It's about what you do with what you make. That's why two people can earn the same income. One stays broke and the other builds wealth. The difference isn't in their paycheck, it's in their mindset. One works for money, the other makes money work for them. The poor say, "I can't afford to invest." But the wealthy say, "I can't afford not to." They understand that money is a tool. It can be put to work just like an employee. And just like an employee, it should be productive. If you send your money to work in the right places, it will bring back more money. But if you waste it, it's gone forever.